So this is unusual. Saturday afternoon, I'm putting the finishing touches on Sunday's video. Then my hard drive goes down. I'm still hoping to be able to recover all of that footage, but for now, it's not going to be possible. So I was coming to this event anyway. This is the Catrinas Parade as part of the Day of the Dead celebration in Merida, Mexico. I only have a short period of time to capture some clips from this parade and give it to you the morning after it happens. Let's see how I can do. The Day of the Dead celebration is phenomenal. I was at the biggest parade last night and it was incredible. And I hope that footage survives this hard drive debacle. But for now, let's get on with seeing what this parade looks like. As I understand it, it is the Mexican night of this celebration here in Mérida. Most of this is about the Yucatan. This talks about the folklore characters that are all across Mexico. This is just a small portion of the Day of the Dead celebration in Mérida. It comes one night after the main event, which always takes place on the evening of October 31st. This parade is maybe more varied than the one which precedes it. It covers a different part of the city as well. Before all of the excitement in the street, I walked along the parade route. I began at about the halfway point. This is in Parque de Santa Ana. Vendors were preparing to greet the crowds, which had not yet materialized. Following that stop, I changed position to check out a part of the city that plays a huge part in almost every Day of the Dead event. This is Plaza Grande. It is the center of Mérida, and it has been for hundreds of years. This is where the parade starts. Right now, what you see, these are all the festivities leading up to the big event. The atmosphere was much more festive here. Several stages and performance areas had been established to provide entertainment before the evening's climax. Here and in other locations, there was a variety of entertainment. Everything from dance to singing to cultural demonstrations were on tap. People lined up for this. It's tradition for even non-participants in the parade to get Day of the Dead face paint. Stations all over the park were offering to get folks ready for the evening. There is white all over the face, then black accents are added around the eyes. Different artists have their own flourishes. Plaza Grande during the Day of the Dead festival period has an altar that can be used by anyone who doesn't have one of their own. People drop off photos and items by which they remember their loved ones. It is striking to see all of the different elements coming together and realize what it all signifies. This is a festival full of parades and food and merriment, but at its heart, this is a time to remember those who are no longer here. That doesn't mean that this is a somber occasion. Dia de los Muertos is a time to celebrate those who are gone, and it's technically seen as a period during which those who are no longer here can return to the world of the living for just a bit. A positive feature for those just in Mérida for a day or two with this part of the celebration is that they were able to see some of the prime attractions. Plaza Grande is the most famous square here and also one of the oldest. It has been a public space since the 1500s. The Merida Cathedral is an attraction all its own, sitting on the east side of Plaza Grande. Construction began in 1562 and was completed in 1598. That makes this the second oldest cathedral in the Americas. It is built on the site of an ancient Mayan city, and stones from a temple and other buildings were used in the construction of this edifice. Another building, the Palacio Municipal, which serves today as City Hall, is lit up wonderfully at night. This place dates to the mid-18th century. Its signature red or pink color is not apparent under the lights, but the structure is attractive in any conditions. As the evening went along, the anticipation for what was to come continued to build. Eventually, I moved on to where I would watch the spectacle. I have to say, Once the parade reached my position, I was thrilled to be in this place at this time. I thought the parade itself was remarkable. Every unit brought the energy. The route from Plaza Grande to a park outside of the center was about 2.5 kilometers. Those making the walk seemed to be on the entire time. They fed off of the crowd and matched their enthusiasm. A schedule stated that the parade would begin at 7 o'clock. It was probably an hour or more later than that, however. Few gave up and went home, and all of those who stayed were rewarded for their patience. Catrinas, and the male versions Catrines, are elegant skeleton-like figures. There were plenty of them in the street, but there were other characters as well. Many beings from Mexican folklore were represented. There were also floats and some stilt walkers peppered in. I would say that several hundred people walked in the procession. It had to be as much fun for them as it was for the people on the sidelines. Much of the Day of the Dead celebration in Mérida centers specifically on the Yucatan. Many elements are influenced by Mayan history and culture. That is so much the case that the event here doesn't even use the Day of the Dead term. Instead, it's called Hanal Pixán, and that can be translated as food of the souls. This parade might be the exception to the way that the annual celebration occurs here. I've heard it described as a showcase for modern Mexican Day of the Dead imagery. Catrinas and Catrines have a central Mexican origin. No one seems to care, though, that one night of the multi-day celebration here deviates from the Yucatecan focus. I took in the parade on Calle 47. It's a street that runs east-west through an upscale part of the city. It is home to bars, restaurants, and shops. Many people made an evening out of it, having dinner or a drink, then stepping out onto the avenue to watch the show. Calle 47 is also the street on which I am staying for my month in Mérida. It made for a very convenient commute to the parade and back. I've been to many parades and processions, but this one was a true highlight. The sights and sounds were obviously exceptional, but it was the level of passion from both participants and viewers that seemed to set this apart. I also enjoyed the closeness of the crowd to the procession. Sometimes parades drag in spots, but this one moved at a sporty pace. At the end, no one was glad that it was over. For all of us in attendance, it could have lasted another hour or two. It took about a half hour or 45 minutes for the parade to pass any particular point. It was such a great evening. It was colorful, it was vibrant, it was loud, it had music, it had dancing, it was just plain fun. I'm not sure you could ask for anything more out of an evening on the streets. The Day of the Dead celebration has been incredible. I am sure that Mérida is fun anytime you visit, but if you can be here at the end of October and the 1st of November, try to make that trip. I will have more content from here in Mexico and throughout Central America over the coming weeks and months. Make sure you stay tuned to Old, Alone, and Far From Home to see all of that.